Everything's fine. Get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm fine. Uh-huh. Hi guys, welcome back to The Hideaway. It's still me, Douglas, and today we are going to be breaking down the 5th entry into The Hideaway entitled Dallas. This video is going to be a little different and maybe a little short because I am going to try and let the piece kind of speak for itself. I'm going to try and be vague as possible. I've actually been kind of putting this off, filming this breakdown video. Just because it's a super personal piece and yeah, so I'm going to link the video for the poem up here and you guys can go listen to it and then come back and watch me kind of break it down. I feel like this is going to be the only one where I don't explain the title. So there's that. This piece came to me in quarantine and after I had started writing some stuff for The Hideaway and details this very specific event in my childhood. And that's all she wrote. So we're just gonna meander through this. And I will break down what I want to break down. Thank you. First little section. Painting a picture, going on a little trip. So, California is the place where I keep my heart and all my deepest secrets are asleep under the coastline and hidden in Balboa Park. The Tierrasanta Canyon echoes with the coyote cries. So as I'm reliving these memories, I always have to go back to where it all was, which was California. And some little like pinpoint GPS locations for like specific places from my childhood that I remember. And it just helps paint a fun imagery of California, San Diego, California, which is where I spent a good majority of my childhood. So, and all my deepest secrets are asleep. And this is probably one of my like few secrets that I have that is now public. But the one thing that brings me back is the haunting days of adolescent discovery, the moment I knew I was different but that I was still me. So this event that happened at a very young age made me realize that I liked men. Moving on. Lingered in the hallways at school, but only because of you. Next section. None of my exes live in Texas because your namesake feels like a curse. See the title of the play. Take that as you will. Without your touch on my body, alone in your room while your parents were away, I may not have known. Again, take that as it is. The context, I think, is straightforward. It's a what if I wish I had control of. So again, I was very young when this event occurred, and I feel like if that had not happened, I may not have known so early. So yeah, still kind of straightforward, I hope. We never said a word about what transpired between us. What are two boys up to, alone in a room with nothing to do? Moving on. This third section, kind of where I am currently in my life and with what's going on in the world. This is kind of where I was and kind of where it all kind of popped up. Reliving this memory. So now I sit alone in my room listening to folk songs in isolation. So again, I told you Folklore, the album, was a big inspiration for a lot of the writing that's taking place here. And listen to the song Seven off of Folklore. It talks a lot about childhood stuff and like, you know, not so great childhoods, but you know, like you take certain things with you and they live on forever like a folk song. And so taking that kind of childhood imagery and putting it and kind of matching it with the childhood memory that I'm detailing in this piece made a lot of sense for when I wrote this. And yeah, staying alone in quarantine, listening to lots of songs, and then Folklore came around and had a lot of songs that got me thinking. And so here we are. And my memories creep up on me like a hawk swooped in from the sky. Just some fun imagery for ya. I don't think I loved you, maybe because the only love I knew was a father's fist to my face. And you decided to hold me softer instead. But that wasn't the only thing you held, and I'm blushing from the rush of ecstasy I felt. Who knew at the age of 8 I could actually feel so intensely? So there's another section that you can take as it is. It is pretty straightforward. We love daddy issues and childhood memories. So we've got 3 more sections to go through. I had a lot to get off my chest, but it's fine. The only regret I would have, if it meant anything now, was my shyness and lack of drive to talk to you. Multiple sessions in your dimly lit room, a gentle kiss and a caress somehow meant a lot. I feel like a lot of this is kind of straightforward, and I'm really trying, but not really, because I'm trying to be. But you ignored me at school, hushed away with your friends. You wouldn't even steal a glance from me, no matter how much my eyes shot like daggers out of my skull. What's a 6th grader got to do with a 5th grader on the playground? Just some more details and facts. There's going to be awkward segues into each line because I'm just going to say it out loud and not break it down, because that's what a breakdown video is for. Lunchtime was for cooties and gossip, none of which I sought out, but a year of sensual moments alone, broken by the scandal of your father. I assumed you retreated in shame and locked me away with all your bad desires. I paused because that little line I almost took out, because again, this memory obviously isn't just about me, it involves other people, and I really struggled with including that line, even though it's one little tiny line and kind of a small, I shouldn't say small detail, it's kind of a big deal, but it wasn't my big deal, and that's what I was getting at. It's not just my name on the line, but on the flip side, it was a like huge weight off my chest to talk about this and get it off my chest like 16 years later. I thought maybe you're married now to a woman for sure, a life-changing epiphany that only affected me. So we can kind of see a trend in my life. We love straight men. But yeah, the life-changing epiphany that only affected me, like this event that happened seemed to really only have an impact on me. Did it have an impact on this other person? I don't know, because we never talked about it. But that's how I feel. Especially if that person is married to a woman now, so who knows? I swore myself to secrecy, locked away the impurities. Who wants to hear about the sexual awakening of a child born of emotional instability? And I think that really just sums up why it took me 16 years to finally talk about it, because who would want to know that? And it also just feels kind of like dirty if you like talk about like me as an 8-year-old doing the things that happened. So, but things happened and I detailed it, and you can take everything as it is. Thank you. But I'll keep my indiscretion slightly tongue-in-cheek. So again, I'm gonna be vague, but it's very like wink wink. It's not really that vague. Like, I want my cake and I want to eat it too with this piece. And I'm not that hungry. Just so if you come across this, you'll know that I miss you. And I don't know how much weight that actually holds, but if this person does come across this piece and this breakdown, hello. We never talked about what happened to us in our childhood, and that's okay. But I feel things about it, and I felt things about it, and I have put it out there. So hi. So last little section, so we can wrap it up. Separate ways down different life lanes. I'll keep these memories of you, but I couldn't keep them locked away in the attic collecting dust. So essentially, that's again like I'm sorting through all these memories and all these emotions and feelings, especially in this new writing process. And again, things kind of come subconsciously. This one was like, as soon as the title came to me, I knew exactly what it was going to be about, because the title can really only infer about the things that happened. So it's high time that I get these things off my chest. Like, a lot of things are coming to the surface with me in my writing, so it is a good kind of release to get it off my chest. So out of the attic and into the light. I'm setting them free like I'm trying to do to myself. Once they flutter away from my reach, maybe they'll reach the San Diego shore where they belong. Metaphorical imagery. Butterflies be released. And this memory will go where it belongs. And it belongs in San Diego. It belongs in the Tierrasanta canyons in Balboa Park. This is where that part of my life belongs, and they will stay there because I've kept them with me for too long, and now I have released them onto the world. And I'll continue to move on with my shoulders freed from my past, just like that. And I feel like a lot of my writing has like very like resolute like conclusions, where it's like, this happened and we're done. And so it's like that kind of line is like the way I kind of wanted to emphasize it was like now that it's gone, now that it's free and it's released from my shoulders, we're done. We're moved on. And it's not 100% true, but like, again, huge weight off my shoulders to talk about it and get it out there. And I mean, I didn't really talk about it. I just wrote a poem, and I wanted to let most of it speak for itself. That's it. That's Dallas. Thank you for coming to the Hideaway. We appreciate your patronage. Don't have any writing tips for this video. I think I've mentioned it in a video before, where it's like, the best story you can tell is your own, and this is, again, super personal and like super only, like, the situation is simply just me. Obviously, if some people have gone through that, maybe they can relate to it, maybe they can talk to me about it, maybe I'll open up more and talk about it, but for the time being, that was my breakdown of Dallas. I'll be back on schedules shortly. This video did take a while to go up for two reasons. One reason, I was putting this off because I was really nervous to talk about it, and two, I was on vacation last week. I went home for a few days, so that's why this breakdown is coming a little later, but stay on the lookout for the next entry and leave a comment below. Favorite part of the poem. If you want to talk to me about this poem, please reach out to me privately, so that it may be a private conversation, because it's not like it's already out in the public already. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thanks, bye.